Our first user highlights the commitment of innovating, of creating space to explore the great depths of technology. Please welcome on the stage with me from the city of Sioux-Falls, South Dakota, and their team of innovators, Chris Anderson, Austin Brynjulfsson, and Lori Saul. Let's give them a hand. Thank you. Over the next 8 years, 40,000 people will move to Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls, like many other cities, has been challenged to accommodate this influx so that the growth is sustainable and smart. We are part of the Civic Analytics team, and to support this goal, we've had to adapt, innovate, and experiment with the city and its residents. So today, we are going to show you how we are extending our 3D capabilities with reality capture. Sioux Falls is a progressive city in the heart of America. Over the last few years, we've been expanding how we use 3D. First, with schematic buildings. Then, we extracted trees from LiDAR. Next, we integrated our 3D mesh from imagery provider Nearmap. The mesh was then processed with Sure for ArcGIS and contains over 60,000 images. See how the mesh highlights our downtown and some of our favorite spots. These are the beautiful falls with Sioux quartzite rock formations framing the water. The mesh provides a foundation to create a snapshot of reality. Let's fly over to the expansive Sanford Hospital campus and add some data like street signs and roads. Or we can add analytical layers like this 500-year flood layer. But how did we extend these new capabilities to our residents? The first project we tackled was the creation of a 3D Parcel Finder. Parcel Finder is our most popular application, and users can search properties, overlay data, and more. Condo parcels, though, are difficult to visualize in 2D, as shown here by these evenly divided parcel polygons. But in 3D, we can see each condo parcel's shape and location, and quickly identify its parcel information, too. We can also visualize different space use types like commercial uses by floor and residential uses downtown. This is a simple yet effective way to add 3D to a well-loved application. Now, we're going to show you how 3D is used for planning the future of Sioux Falls.
This is our instance of ArcGIS Urban, which we deployed last year. The increasing demand for more housing requires our planners to find new and innovative ways to ensure smart growth. In the northern part of the city, just west of the airport, there's a lot of new development occurring. Here, we can see a cluster of 4 subdivision plans that all came in roughly the same time for review in the month of February. Though these plans were detailed, it's not until we brought them into ArcGIS Urban that they were transformed into more dynamic information products. This particular plan can accommodate over 350 new households and creates both single-family and multifamily housing while preserving green space. Well, that's useful, but how can we see this plan in relation to the others? By exporting all 4 plans into a single web scene, we can start to visualize what all the developments could look like together. Sometimes our developers submit proposals without knowing exactly what other developers are doing nearby, but having all the plans in a single web scene allows us to see any poor street connectivity or zoning transitions. And using the 3D mesh as context, we can see how the proposals fit in around the existing housing and facilities like this middle school. Now we could share the scene out to our key stakeholders within our organization, as well as the community. Another part of our planning and development workflow considers what's underground, collaborating with engineers from Public Works to map all our city utility data, such as sewer, water, and traffic features. Let's take a look at this 2D intersection full of utilities and view it in 3D with the mesh as a backdrop. Because most of the data is underground, we can add a simple mesh modification and peel back the street to see what lies beneath, giving us an enhanced perspective of the utility lines and the sewer access point. So those are a couple ways we introduced reality capture to support our planning and public works teams. But we also reached out to our public safety groups to see how 3D could help them.
We started by brainstorming with the fire department. We wanted to get their ideas on how the 3D mesh could support their emergency management workflows. They were immediately drawn to the detail of the building rooftops, pointing out all the dangerous features on top of roofs, bringing to our attention the importance of how rooftops affect response to a fire. Heating and cooling systems, or HVAC, greatly increase the dead load of the roof, therefore increasing risk. And having a rooftop garden, while great for the community, is something firefighters need to know about, because it requires different tools during a fire if they need to access the building through the roof. Knowing these biggest risk factors, we created an application to show the overall risk of the building rooftop. These risk factors include slope, derived using the building's elevation data, the presence of HVAC, identified using a GeoAI model, and additional risks, defined by firefighters' local knowledge. We want this application to be an interactive training tool for the fire team, so they can do pre-incident planning from the fire station and be more informed in advance of a call. For example, using the mesh, they can quickly update a building's roof risk with additional details not easily seen from the ground, such as the green roof information. Another use case the fire team requested was to visualize precisely where on a building their ladder trucks can reach. Dropping in a model of a fire truck with a ladder reach of 75 feet, the green lines show where on a building the ladder can reach and safely operate, and the red dotted lines show where there's an obstruction, in this case, by a tree. We can also swap out for different fire truck models, experimenting with the 105-foot ladder and 125-foot ladder. These use cases can help firefighters to better train and minimize risk when responding to a call. But let me show you one last example of how we are helping the fire department evolve their GIS capabilities. This is Jefferson High School, which just finished construction last year. Our fire team flew a drone to capture a high-resolution 3D model of the school, so we could see it fully constructed. The fire department then collected pre-incident planning points within the school. So now, using the mesh and floor information, we can create an interactive 3D model showing where these critical assets are indoors, breaking down each floor for full awareness. Our fire team is always innovating and working with us to explore and experiment with new ideas.
Now, I know it's hard to think about winter while we are all here in sunny San Diego, but in Sioux Falls, we are already planning for the upcoming snow season. This application tracks the fleet that plows, sands, and salts the streets. We share information with the community before, during, and after winter storm events. And by showing which roads have been serviced and how long ago, gives our residents up-to-date information. And we can use data extraction to help predict icing risk by calculating solar radiation, shadow accumulation, slope, and aspect to create an icing model. This helps us prioritize the high-risk areas for our plows to target. But what we're really excited about is being able to visualize the city when it snows, transforming Sioux Falls into a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
The Civic Analytics team at the City of Sioux Falls is dedicated to the art of being curious. We collaborate, we build relationships, and we have the trust and confidence of our colleagues and our leadership. And we hope that we have inspired you all to experiment and, like us, innovate for what works. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori, Chris, Austin. Now, before you go, we have a special message from the Mayor of Sioux Falls.
Hi, I'm Paulton Haykin, Mayor of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I hope you enjoyed the team's presentation. I just want to say how proud I am of our Civic Analytics team and how they use GIS and data-driven tools to make an impact on our city, region, and state every day. Their work is foundational to streamlining our workflows and making data readily accessible to key decision makers. This team is making it easy and efficient to use data as we tackle the challenges and opportunities of a growing city to create a better future for our residents. As an elected official, we often have a short time frame to make big changes, and we're always looking for the long-term teams that will help us drive results. I recognize the significant value that our Civic Analytics team provides to do just that. They are in a prime position to help Sioux Falls transform for the future and to support sustainable growth. All of you share a similar role. You have the tools, the science, and the passion to help others. So I encourage you to learn, to explore new ideas, to innovate like our team in Sioux Falls has been doing. Reach out to your organization's leadership, share your ideas and expertise. And leaders in the room, take note. If you're not already, it's time to listen to your GIS team. Thank you. And if you find yourself in Sioux Falls, please come visit this amazing team and enjoy our wonderful community.
Thank you, Mayor. We truly, truly appreciate your support, your message, and overall how you help encourage that team of innovators.